Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and another episode on the Island Preservation Challenge. So, we got a lot of stuff to do today. What we're going to do today, well, just let me just start. I started off the channel, the episode today, before we started recording. I did all the chores. So all the water's full, everything's been moved, the pig's been fed, the slurry's been transferred, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. So what we're doing today is we're going to buy this field 77 and we're going to buy 78. And we're going to put in two more fields. All right. So we're going to grab 77 and we're going to grab 78. 77 currently has what? Red beets. Yuck. Okay, we're getting rid of those. I have no need for those at all. So let's go. We'll do this with the dutes. And we're going to go grab the plow. And we're going to plow a field in. That's what we're doing right now. So, other than that, that's pretty much what's going to be on the channel today, or on the episode today, is cutting in these two new fields. I did move on to February. And so I think we have 5 months left on the sunflowers. And I think what I'm going to put into these two new fields is soybeans. So what's going to happen is that these three fields are going to get rotated between soybeans, sunflowers, and canola, because those are our three crops that we need the most, or that we're making products out of. So I don't think that I'm going to have enough soybeans on the regular, though, to keep the oil mills running, the soybean mills. So, I only have one, but my intention is to buy another one. So we're going to need a lot of soybeans. So I think that what I will do is just set this up so that these two are just kind of constantly producing soybeans for us. So every 6 to 8 months or whatever, they spit out more soybeans. So that's the plan, and that's what we're going to do. As far as this field goes, let's do this. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Why? Because, why not? So I'm going to go right up to the line, and that line that you see there on the screen, those pillar-looking things, I got to make sure we turn on create fields. But those pillar-looking things, those are the field boundaries, or at least close enough anyway. It's a mod. I forget what it's called, but I'll find it and tell you all what it is. Anyway. All right, so I'm going to get on with this, and, let's use a little enhanced vehicle to get a nice straight line. So I'm going to take this out, and that's not going where I want it to go. It's not straight. Okay, so I'm going to take this over to here, and when I get kind of equal with this rock, I'm going to start to turn. I'm not going to bother going up that field in my test maps. That makes it a real major pain in the bootay. So I think I'm just going to skirt around this rock. And I'm just going to make this one big field, guys. Just one big field. See, the Deuce is having trouble getting up here, so we'll just cut along this line. And then when we get back down to relatively flat ground, we will start to spread out a little bit. Because, of course, the levelness of the ground is going to affect the other implements as well. Particularly, I'm thinking a harvester, right? If we have a really steep field, then we're going to need to make sure we have a harvester that has enough horsepower to get up that field. And, sometimes that's problematic, to say the least, right? Just going to make this squared off-ish. Shit. All right, I'll have to come back and fix that. Lovely. All right. So, like I said, we're just going to finish plowing this field out. So, I guess I'll start a time lapse now since I don't think there's anything else interesting or unique we need to discuss. So, yeah. All right, I'm going to get this finished and I'll bring you back. Okay, guys, we're back. So we're just going to finish up this little patch right here. And then we got to get the rocks out of this field. And then we got to get it planted with soybeans. So that's our next task. Oops. There we go. I guess it disappeared on its own. Let's take a look. Yeah, that looks pretty good. All right, so I guess we don't know how big this field is. Yeah, but you know, it is what it is, right? All right, so do I have a rock picker? I don't know. I hope we do. Either that or we're going to have to buy one. Because we need to get those rocks out of there. We need to start saving up some rocks. I started playing around on my test save with building constructibles, and I think I found one that isn't too bad. But we need cement bags. We need cement bags for almost everything. And for many of them, you need roof plates and stuff like that. And I don't have that. So, you know, that's going to be a little bit of a thing. Oh, I don't think we have a stone picker. Okay, well, we're going to get a stone picker. And we're going to start collecting those stones. That's right. I don't have anywhere to store them at the moment. That was my problem with the stone picker. Right. Right. Okay, so let's get that squared away. We'll head on over to the shop and drop that off. I'm going to take the Unimog since it's faster. And we don't need the doots at the moment. All right, let's just zip on over there. We'll grab a stone picker, and yeah. So I don't know. I'm curious to know what you guys believe in the comments. But in most games, do you guys play with stones? I like stones. I use stones to make lime in most of my games, most of my plays. But you know, from watching YouTube, other creators, you know, playing, they don't love it so much. So I'm going to make this capacity a little bigger on this one because we're going to store them in here for the time being. And that'll save us some money. 10 meter working with. We'll get a 25,000 capacity. Unrealistic crop lines. Yes. Okay. All right. I'm just going to go over here and throw this guy on a worker, I think. Since picking up stones is not particularly interesting or compelling. But yeah, so like I said, I like to collect them. I make lime out of it, and I either use it or I sell it. Lime is worth something, so why not, right? Why not sell it? All right, let's go back over to the main farm area, and let's take a look at what's happening. So first, let's take a look at our productions and see how they're doing. This is a mod, by the way. It's called Productions Manager. Obviously, it's pretty straightforward. And it gives you this kind of breakdown, tells you how much longer things are, going to be lasting for. It's got a lot of features. There's a couple of videos on it. You should watch them. Anyway, so 2.7 hours for bread, 7.3 hours carrot soup. I have no canola. I have enough to make barley for 8 more days. Same with soybeans. I got 7 hours on the hatitude adjustment. I'm just not making enough straw, but that's okay. We knew that was going to happen. 6 hours on the manure dryer. 4 days on the oil and tap roots. And then 6 days on the soybeans. So let's see. How much water we got in there? We're pretty close to being full. 20,000 liters. I guess we could go do another fill. I thought I filled this up already, but who could tell, right? And I guess we could probably sell off whatever we have in the storages and in the machines themselves. Looks like we got a full batch of pallets at the soybean oil factory, so we'll do that. Let's go and empty that out. But first, I'm going to make sure that has water in it. I feel like I always forget to fill this up, and this is one of our primary income streams. So let's. Oh no, I didn't fill it up. See, I told you I did all these chores. Well, whatever. So we'll fill it up. So I found this mod that gives me an extension on the water in this barrel in the greenhouses. I'm not sure we're ready for it yet, but I suspect that once we get to the point where we're really just waiting to make money and items for our constructible, that it might be time to up their capacity then. And that would just give us more time to kind of pause or to not have to run around and do chores while we're waiting for things to happen, which I suspect is going to be a lot of sleeping during those time periods. So we do have animals, so we can't just sleep for 6 months. I mean, we can, but then our animals will run out of food, and then they won't be producing slurry in our case, or eggs. Do we have chickens making eggs? We don't have chickens making eggs. We need to get that in there because that's another thing that we could be selling is the chickens and the eggs. I think I opted not to deal with that at the moment, mostly because I don't really need it. All right, we'll just go and drop this off over here next to this. Let's see, how much barley do I have? I got 18,000 liters, so let's go dump that into the construction, to the farm factory. So I don't know if I've made a reference to this or not, but I know I'm producing barley and wheat, and the barley I'm dumping into the farm factory as well. This particular mod, it doesn't care if it's barley or if it's wheat. It just takes it in as wheat and grinds it into flour. So I'm putting both in there. Barley grows better than wheat does. It's a higher yield. So I guess in her mod, she's just treating them as the same, which works for me. The wheat is automatically distributing. Of course, the barley will not distribute because, it's not calling for barley. But anyway, so yeah, I think after we do this, we dump this in there. and that's good because it'll make us more flour, which will allow us to make more bread. You know, bread is always pretty profitable. Um, but yeah, so we'll get that in there, and then I will get my flatbed, my cart, and we'll run everything over to the store and sell it off. Because right now we just need to collect money. We just need money. We need $3 million to buy everything. We have to buy a sawmill, and all of the decent constructibles require prefabs, and prefabs only come out of the big sawmill. So I guess we're buying the big sawmill. It's $300,000. I didn't see anything else that was a restriction there for us. So yeah, so we got to buy the big sawmill, which is awesome. Not really, but you know, being facetious. Anyway, got to buy the big sawmill. That's going to cost a lot of money. And then we got to get trees. We got to start cutting down some trees. I don't know how many it needs. There's the house that I picked out. There's 10 stages of construction. And the first stage, I only saw the first stage, requires 1,000 boards, planks, and long planks. So we're using a lot of wood. And on my test map, I mistakenly put the sawmill on the island. That was a mistake. I won't do that this time. I'll put it on the main area. But the other thing to keep in mind is that when I terraformed a road out to the island, it was almost $100,000 to build that land. So, yeah, we got to get the sawmill first. The constructible does require concrete, cement bags and stuff. $149,000, very nice. We're up to 177. That's kind of a drop in the bucket, though, frankly. Anyway, so yeah, it does require cement bags. I don't know how many because I haven't gotten to that phase in the construction on my test map yet. And I probably am not going to. But yeah, so it's going to be expensive. It's going to be expensive. Anywho, let's get this back to the yard. I think we're done on selling stuff right now. We could, of course, empty out all of the productions, but I think we'll just let them produce. We're going to be sleeping a lot here coming up because we won't have anything to do. Once this field gets done, yeah. Like I said, we're going to stone pick it. Let's see how that's coming. We've only done our first headland. Awesome. Yeah. But we got to stone pick it, and then we'll get it planted, and then get it rolled. And I think I might do that off camera. We're already 40 minutes into the video. Well, 40 minutes into the recording. That's going to be a long time lapse, but even so, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I don't have much else to do. How are we doing on here? 50. Got a lot of rocks over there. Got some crop damage. I thought that was supposed to... Oh, that's not crop. What is that? I don't know what that is. I don't know why that's not fertilized. I plowed this all under. It all had grass. Anyway, whatever. We'll get a fertilization state off of it. I don't think we have anywhere near enough slurry. No, we have none in there. I just dumped at the beginning of the episode. I dumped all the slurry. Yeah, we had about 9,000 liters into here. Well, that's something we can do. I forgot to, when I bought the bucket, we'll do that. When I bought the bucket for the slurry, I was going to buy the extra, the $16,000, the 16,000 liters, the double. But I didn't apparently, because this is only 8,000 liters. So let's run down to the shop and get that sorted. I think we might have enough money to put in another pig barn, but we don't have enough money to put pigs in it. Not unless we put baby pigs in, and you know, I know they're cheaper and all, but they produce like no slurry. So it's just making everything take longer, really. And you know, that's always the way it is, right? You buy cheap, you get cheap. That's just how that goes. You know, buying cheaper always costs more. That's my motto. I guess we could refuel this as well. That would be nice. Got a little bit of petrol in there. I guess diesel, but you know, whatever. We could say petrol. I like petrol. It is petroleum product. All right, let's get this sorted. Let's get this bucket sorted out. I wonder if I'm close enough. I am. Double. I feel like that should be good if we are good about, you know, emptying the slurry every day. I think that might work out just fine. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Anywho, so I'm looking to wrap up. I'm looking to see what we can do to wrap up this challenge. I mean, you know, I guess theoretically we could sit on here and go indefinitely. But you know, it's a challenge. I'm assuming the challenge is to get it done as quick as possible. Also, right? Not just get it done. So we're 2 years into my farm. We're on our second year in February. And I think we're doing pretty good. I think we have pretty good progress. We have decent sales. Oh, I forgot to put my time back to 5. My bad, guys. I like to start each episode recording as close to 8 a.m. as possible. I usually do my chores, you know, so I don't have to do that on camera. I mean, you know, I don't expect you guys want to watch me do chores, you know, but whatever. So, yes. So I usually set the time to something pretty slow, so I'm as close to 8 a.m. as possible for y'all. But, yeah. So I do think we are going to wrap it. This is going to be a short episode, I guess. Or shorter anyway. Let's go check on that field. I still need to finish this off. But this isn't anything that we haven't already seen. I don't know if you guys have seen stone picking. I guess we can probably do a little bit of this. Yeah, we'll watch a little bit of this. I'm not going to take it off a worker because I don't want to do it. I don't have anything against doing it. I don't mind doing stone picking, to be honest with you. Well, you know what? I don't have anything else to do. So we'll just do it. Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll give you another time lapse for the stone picker. And we're off. guys, I think that we're going to wrap this video up right here. And I will finish up doing this off camera. And I will see you all in the next episode, in the next video. Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And again, I will see you all in the next video. Thank you.